This didn't make any sense to her. How did a melody that she had locked down over the summer, last summer, suddenly appear on Jennifer Lopez's album? This was something that really bothered her.
There are rivalries, but I don't think she has anything to do with me. I mean, my whole thing is singing, writing songs.
She's an actress.
Yeah, and you know, I've been doing this, you know, my whole life. Singing is first and foremost. It's a God-given talent that I'm grateful for. Her thing is something different.
You've probably heard the rumors that Beyoncé and J.Lo have pushed some artists out of the spotlight. But what if I told you they didn't just push anybody? They might have snatched the whole career that should have been Mariah Carey's. Not by chance, not by accident, but on purpose. Strategic, cold moves to replace her. Allegedly, of course. But who, this tea? It's steaming hot and supposedly coming straight from Mariah herself. So buckle up, because it's about to get messy. Let's keep it all the way real. In the 90s, Mariah Carey was untouchable. She was running the charts, penning her own hits, producing her own albums, and had complete control over her image. And that was rare for anyone, especially a woman of color back then. She was giving mystery, elegance, range, and switching genres like it was nothing. She wasn't following the blueprint. She was the blueprint. Period. And if you rewind the clock, Beyoncé used to treat Mariah like she was royalty. No joke. Bey once said that Mariah was the reason she even started singing in the first place. Not Whitney, not Aretha, but Mariah Carey. She even name-dropped Vision of Love as the song that lit the fire in her to pursue music. You can literally find old interviews and videos of young Bey fangirling over Mariah, eyes wide, jaw dropped, talking about that insane vocal range. Mariah had the vocals, the drama, the mystery, everything the industry wanted. Until it didn't. Then out of nowhere, boom. The admiration from Beyoncé just vanished. No more shout-outs, no more praise, like Mariah was suddenly old news. Some fans think Beyoncé eventually decided she was the better artist and acted like she'd moved past her idol. But let's talk legacy. Mariah's a vocal queen, no doubt, but the media never gave her the same respect they hand out to legends like Michael Jackson or Prince. Instead, she got boxed in. Seen as that sparkly diva who pops out once a year to sing All I Want for Christmas in heels and a red dress. Meanwhile, Beyoncé's out here building her own empire, trying to be the next MJ, the female prince, someone who transforms culture with every move. And if that's the story Bey wants history to tell, then maybe Mariah didn't fit the vision. Maybe she was a threat to that throne. Now here's where it gets even more wild, because some insiders say Beyoncé didn't just rise by talent alone. Allegedly, she and Jay-Z pulled strings behind the scenes, making calls, making deals. And that's what helped her soar while Mariah's shine dimmed. Allegedly, of course. Industry folks whisper that the ones who play the game, kiss up to the right people, rub elbows at the right parties, are the ones who win big. And sometimes that comes at the cost of real vocal beasts like Mariah Carey. And now, we gotta talk about the other woman in the mix, Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, besides Beyoncé, J.Lo popped up around the same time too. She had the looks, the style, the moves, no question. But vocally, not even in the same galaxy as Mariah. Still, somehow, J.Lo gets the global superstar treatment handed to her on a silver platter. Movies, fashion deals, fragrance lines, and a Super Bowl halftime show. Everything. And while there's no solid proof that Beyoncé and J.Lo were tag teaming to take down Mariah, the way things played out with J.Lo, whew, it's shady as ever. Here's the real kicker. Back when Mariah was beefing with her ex-husband, Tommy Mottola, yeah, the music exec who also ran Sony Music, she was deep in her glitter era. She'd locked in a sample from Yellow Magic Orchestra's 1978 track, Firecracker, for her single, Loverboy. It was supposed to be a big deal for her comeback. But then, boom, out of nowhere, she hears that same exact sample show up on Jennifer Lopez's track instead. Huh? Girl was shook. Let's not forget, J.Lo had some fame from In Living Color, but she wasn't breaking into the music scene like that. Everyone knew she didn't have the vocals to carry an album. And Broadway? Yeah, she wasn't hitting those notes or roles either. So guess who steps in? Tommy. Yup, the same man Mariah was trying to escape. Their marriage was a mess, and she wanted out of both the relationship and her Sony contract. But Tommy, he was not about to let her leave in peace. To get back at her, he pulled a grimy move, handed over the exact song sample Mariah had secured to J.Lo instead, Then he shelved Mariah's version and rushed out J-Lo's. And you know what? J-Lo knew what was going on and played along. Mariah saw it clear as day. In her memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, she spills all the tea, saying Tommy used every bit of his power to block her shine after their breakup. She said he was furious over the divorce and her stepping away from Sony, and he did whatever it took to keep glitter from blowing up. Mariah didn't name names, but she threw major shade, saying Sony scrambled to give the same sample to another female entertainer on the label, whom I don't know. Whew. And speaking of not knowing, how could we ever forget that legendary moment? When Mariah was asked to give her thoughts on other female artists, she gave Beyoncé props, saying she was talented and a solid writer. But when they brought up Jennifer Lopez, Mariah hit him with the coldest response in music history. I don't know her. Let's talk receipts. Because Mariah Carey wasn't just sipping tea, she was pouring the whole pot. Back in 2002, Mariah went on Larry King Live. And when Larry asked if there was beef between her and Jennifer Lopez, Mariah didn't even flinch. She hit him with that savage line, "There's no competition if the other person can't sing." Oof, cold. But she wasn't lying. She was spitting facts. And Mariah didn't stop there. When people started talking about whether J-Lo even sings her own songs, Mariah threw even more shade in an interview with Talk Magazine. J-Lo had said she sleeps 8 hours a night, and Mariah clapped back with, "If I had the luxury of not having to sing my own songs, darling, I'd do that too, honey." Yikes. But here's the thing. Mariah wasn't making this up. Rumors about J-Lo not really singing have been floating around forever, and the tea just gets deeper. Let's rewind to 2001. J-Lo dropped I'm Real, yeah, that one, from her second album, J-Lo. But get this, Ashanti, yes, Ashanti, said that track was originally supposed to be hers. She had already recorded it, vocals and all. Then out of nowhere, Irv Gotti, head of Murder Inc., handed the track over to J-Lo. Allegedly because J-Lo couldn't hit the vocals herself, they left Ashanti's background vocals in the final version. Go back and listen. You'll hear Ashanti clear as day. Now here's where it gets even messier. Apparently, I'm Real wasn't even meant for Ashanti first. Word is that track was originally for Mariah, but then Tommy Mottola stepped in again, yup, same ex-husband, and told Irv Gotti to hand it to J-Lo just to spite Mariah. Ashanti wouldn't have played dirty like that, so they slid it over to J-Lo instead. Wild, right? And that's not the only time Ashanti got played. She also wrote and sang the chorus for Ain't It Funny, one of J-Lo's biggest hits. She added ad-libs and everything. Then J-Lo just showed up, laid down the lead vocals, and collected all the credit. No writing, no real heavy lifting, just vibes. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. J-Lo also almost snatched What's Love? You know, the hit with Fat Joe. Joe himself even spilled the beans. He said Irv and Ja Rule called him at 3 a.m., trying to swap Ashanti out and give the track to J-Lo. And here's the kicker. J-Lo knew that song was already promised to Ashanti, but she was ready to take it anyway. Like, how many times can someone slide in and take credit for somebody else's vocals before people start asking real questions? So picture this. It's 4 in the morning. Fat Joe walks into the studio, and they hit play on What's Love. He's feeling the vibe, and then they drop the bomb. Yo, this is for you and J-Lo. We want the Latinos on this one. Just like that, the plan was in motion to cut Ashanti out. Now let's talk about Ashanti. She stayed silent for years, but she's finally speaking out about all the shady stuff that went down. In a rare interview with Metro UK, she revealed how the industry treated her like she didn't exist, even when her voice was all over the radio. She said, "You should always care about credit for what you do. It's really important, especially nowadays when so much is smoke and mirrors." And baby, she's not wrong. She admitted it took her a long time to open up, but now that the truth is coming out, she's feeling thankful people are finally seeing what really happened. Ashanti said fans were shocked when they learned her vocals were behind so many of J-Lo's hits, and not just background vocals, but hooks, choruses, ad-libs, the whole vibe. And the emotional toll? Whew, Ashanti shared that at first it hurt, being erased like that. But then the pain turned into admiration from fans who finally recognized her talent. She said, "It's weird because you get frustrated for not getting credit, but then people start admiring you for it." Real talk. And let's be clear, this isn't just about Ashanti. There's a whole pattern here. A long list of artists, especially black women, who've been allegedly sidelined, overlooked, or flat out copied, with J-Lo's name popping up way too often. And guess who else has been whispered about in these same circles? Yup, Beyoncé. But now, word on the street is, Mariah Carey might finally be ready to break her silence for real. No more cryptic shade, just straight truth. The behind-the-scenes sabotage, the stolen songs, the industry chess moves that turned legends into shadows. And yes, even the quiet, behind-the-scenes moves that Beyoncé and J.Lo might have made in all this could finally come to light. Word is, people close to Mariah say she's been cooking up something. Whether it's a memoir part 2, a tell-all documentary, or maybe just waiting for the perfect moment to spill every last drop of the truth, the streets are buzzing. And when that moment comes, we might finally get the real answers to questions that fans have been asking for decades. Did J.Lo knowingly take part in the glitter sabotage? Was she used as a pawn in Tommy's game? Or was she in on it from the jump? Did Beyoncé really pull away from Mariah just because it no longer matched her brand image? Or did the industry itself decide that Mariah Carey was too bold, too emotional, too outspoken, and simply shift their power to artists they could control more easily? Woo. One thing's for sure, if Mariah really opens up, it's gonna get messy. The kind of messy that flips the whole industry upside down. So tell me what you think. Was it sabotage, strategy, or straight up industry politics? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading all of them. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Juicy Scoop TV for more celeb drama you won't find anywhere else. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.